Hello, myself Dr. Vincent George, Professor from the Department of Human Physiology and Biochemistry from Yenepoya Homeopathic Medical College, Yenepoya Dream to be University, Mangalore, Karnataka, India. My topic today, Homeopathy and Scientific Enquiry, what research is needed. See, as we are homeopaths, there are various criticism arised from other scientific society regarding our action of homeopathic medicine. How our medicine is acting, still we can't able to give a authenticated solution for that. So this video will help you to understand some of the things related with this. See, first, what is research? See, this word is from two words, researchee or researcher, which means to go about seeking or search again. This is the word meaning of research. What is research? This research is a scientific process. It's a scientific steps to gain new knowledge, to obtain the new knowledge so that we can understand and solve the problems. Take an example of our field. The main problem is how our homeopathic medicine is acting. We don't have any proper evidence for that. By doing a research, we can get a new knowledge how our medicine is acting so that we can understand how our medicine is acting so as to solve the problem in front of the scientific society. So, research is required. A small history regarding research, especially in homeopathy. In 1980, a French immunologist, Jacques Benveniste, he proposed a hypothesis of memory of water, which will provide some scientific basis for homeopathy. It is done by he and his team in French National Institute of Health and Medical Research. This work get published in a highly reputed medical journal named Nature. After published, it get lot of comments, controversy against the memory of water raised by many scientific society peoples. So what publisher did means, that is a Nature, he created a scientific team and they repeated the study and tried to replicate the results. Okay, so likewise, so on, many things had happened. Followed by that, quantum field theory and hormesis and presently nanoparticles. Okay, these are some of the histories in homeopathy. Followed by that, what happened in India? Okay, in India, 2010, a person from Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, named Chikramane and his team, they did one study on 6 metal homeopathic medicines like aurum metallicum, gold, copper metallicum, cuprum metallicum, copper, stannum met, tin, singam met, zinc, argentum met, silver and platina. They have done study by using these 3 potencies, 6C, 30C and 200C. Even though different scales are available in homeopathy like centesimal, decimal and 50 millisimal, they have taken this particular scale, that is a centesimal scale. What they did, they tried to focus these potencies, that is the dilutions, under transmission electron microscope and atomic emission spectroscopy. Under that, they found out some evidence of presence of some nanoparticles. Okay, so these nanoparticles may be the reason for the action of homeopathic medicines. If you see a research, okay, it is a life cycle. Okay, it is happening continuously, life cycle of a research. Okay, first identify the research problem. What is the problem? Okay, see, consider our problem presently, how homeopathic medicine is acting. That is our research problem. Okay, for that we have to frame one question. Okay, that is called as a research question. Okay, how homeopathic medicines will act. Okay, what are the ways which we can able to explain to the scientific society. Okay, for that we can able to formulate the objectives. Take an example. Okay, Here I will quote two basic things. Okay, one is the basic research, which is the required research in the field of homeopathy. One. Number two, I have done some study on calendula officinalis, wound healing. So I will quote these two things: basic research, okay, and calendula officinalis. Okay, consider your objective. Okay, as I told earlier, they have used three potencies: 6C, 30C, and 200C. Okay, so in order to formulate the hypothesis, okay, calendula is effective in wound healing. Okay, but which potency of calendula is more effective in wound healing, whether 6C or 30C or 200C? Okay, likewise we can formulate the objectives. Followed by that, we can have a research plan. Okay, that research plan is a research process. Okay, how we are going to execute that? Okay, as we deal with basic research, okay, here the tools are mainly, okay, it may be a cell study or a animal study. Okay, that is a plan we have to do. Once we did that, okay, we will get some datas. The datas we have to analyze the datas to get some results. Okay, that is a drawing the conclusion. Okay, so here we studied only on centesimal scale. Further, we can recommend for other scales also, that is decimal scale or 50 millisimal scale can be researched. Okay, so that whom we have to inform? We have to inform our stakeholders, that is our field people, those who are in the field of homeopathy. Okay, so finally we can come to a conclusion. Okay, among that 6C, 30C or 200C, which is more effective? Okay, likewise we can identify something, okay, which is new, okay, which is a new knowledge for the research. Okay, further we can go for other scales. It may be decimal scale or 50 millisimal scale. Okay, or we can even compare among them. Okay, which scale is more effective, centesimal or decimal or 50 millisimal. Okay, even different modes also we can able to verify. Then basic classification of medical research or biomedical research. Medical research, there are two research: primary research and secondary research. Okay, primary, we are dealing with primary research, mainly two. One is basic research, which is our topic today. Okay, followed by the second one is a trials. It may be a clinical trial or epidemiological trials. Okay, presently we have more studies on clinical trials. Okay, we have more studies on clinical trials. Okay, what actually we need is basic research. Okay, basic research is the one which will answer to so many questions, how medicine is acting. Okay, and the next category is secondary research. Okay, which is an advanced research. Okay, which includes a review, that is a systematic review, and narrative reviews. And the second one is a meta-analysis. Okay, these areas, homeopathy research are, very few researches are done in these areas by systematic research and meta-analysis. Okay, we'll go to the topic proper, basic research. Okay, in the basic research, there are two types of research. One is the applied research, other one is the theoretical research. Okay, we'll go to the applied research, okay, which is our concern, in which there are 5 types of research. One is a cell study, next one is an animal study, okay, which is required now in the field of homeopathy, followed by biochemistry study, genetic study, and material development. Okay, I will concentrate on first two things. One is the cell study and animal study. And what is basic research? A basic research is defined as a systematic study directed towards greater knowledge or understanding of the fundamental aspect of phenomena and of observable facts without specific application towards the process or product in mind, as given by National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. There are other names are there for the basic research, that is a fundamental research or pure research. Next, explanation of the basic research. Okay, as I told from the beginning, a research is a systematic process. Okay, again basic research also has to follow that. Okay, systematic study or systematic reviews. Okay, so what is that? Existing evidence using reliable, objective, and thorough and reproducible research practice. Okay, so what regarding research, if I am doing one research, okay, the same research anybody else have followed, they are also supposed to produce the same result. Okay, my result should not differ from their results. Okay, that will give you a greater knowledge, new knowledge. Okay, how? By thorough understanding, which is done by a research process. Okay, then understanding of the fundamental aspect of the phenomena, okay, scientific inquiry, okay, of underlying principles and theories into practical application. Okay, consider regarding homeopathy. We know our medicines are acting. Okay, we have our own principles, we have our own theories, okay, which can be applied in a research so that we can able to use in a practical application, mainly in clinical side. Okay, I will give an example. As I told earlier, okay, 6C, 30C, 200C. Okay, so which potency is more effective, that we can use directly on the clinical side. Okay, so that it will help for the practical applicability. Okay, mainly the basic research will helps. Okay, so on the observable facts, okay, the facts are verifiable. We know, okay, calendula is effective for wound healing. We know, okay, we can verify that, okay, by doing a research. Okay, we can give a reliable result. Okay, yes, it is effective. Okay, by means of histopathological changes, which is a reliable, okay, and which is a measurable. Okay, we can measure the results. Okay, how the wound size is reducing. Okay, by means of we will giving a measurable data. Okay, that will give a evidence. These are the ways. Okay, calendula is helping for the wound healing. Okay, that is a concrete piece of information what we are going to give to the scientific world. And what is basic research? See, aims to answer, okay, something we don't know. How homeopathic medicine is acting, we don't know. Okay, why it is acting, we don't know. How it is acting, we don't know. Okay, so all these things can be answered by a basic knowledge of research area, that is a homeopathy. So what we will do in the basic research? Okay, see, basic research we can done on a physico-chemical effect of homeopathic medicines. Homeopathic medicines have some active principles. The active principles can be studied. Okay, so active principles which includes alkaloids, flavonoids, carotenoids. Okay, like so many components are there in the homeopathic medicines. Okay, mainly in mother tincture and also in dilutions. Both has to be studied. Okay, how it is acting on a biological system, how it is acting on the humans. Okay, that can be studied. How it is acting, okay, how it is acting, the way, okay, the elucidation of the working mechanism of the homeopathic medicines. Okay, these are the pathway how the homeopathic medicine is acting, that can be answered by the basic research. Okay, it is achieved by experiments, that is the basic research. Okay, that will be published so that people in the field of homeopathy come to know. Okay, so peer reviewed indexed journals. And applied research, okay, applies to find the solution for the existing and specific problems. Okay, our homeopathy problem is that only, how medicine is acting, how medicine is acting. Okay, so we can able to answer that. Okay, making decision by applying to the existing knowledge. Okay, we know the first and last, this medicine will help for this disease. How, we don't know. Okay, so by applying this we can able to know. Okay, multidisciplinary research. Okay, see, basic research is a multidisciplinary research which involves many people. Okay, an individual cannot do a research, basic research in homeopathy because we have our own limitation. So we have to collaborate with different people. Okay, take an example. What I have done a study on calendula on wound healing. So I need people from pharmacology department, I need people from veterinary department, I need people from pathology department, I need people from statistics department. Okay, so we all together work together to make a research outcome. So coming back to the topic proper. Okay, cell study is a type of basic research. Okay, in another way it is called as an in vitro study. Okay, in vitro study. Okay, see, I will take a cell from a person or from an environment. I will keep it in a outside the body. Okay, so the maintained in optimum condition outside the normal biological context. Okay, that is called as an cell study. Okay, so I have taken a tissue, I have taken a sample, I have taken a particular thing, okay, from the body. Okay, I will keep in a suitable environment. I can culture that. It may be any microorganism, or it may be any cells, or it may be a biological molecule, or it may be a cell culture, or it may be a tissue, whatever it may be. Okay, where I will place? Okay, I will place in a glass or plastic. Okay, that is a test tube, flask or petri dish. Okay, in which I will grow that. I will grow that and I will use for my study. What and all can be done? microorganisms. It may be a virus, okay, presently well known virus is, okay, COVID virus, and bacteria, streptococcus, staphylococcus, okay, parasites, malaria, okay, fungi, candida, okay, all can be studied by in vitro. And isolated cells, okay, blood cells or stem cells, okay, blood cells are BC, WBC platelets, stem cells, myeloid or lymphoid, and biological molecules, proteins and lipids, and cell culture, okay, which contains many things. I have quoted very few. Okay, it is a skin cell, human dermal fibroblast, or HeLa cell, okay, which is a cervical cancer cell, and tissue preparation, which is done by liver, okay, or bone or any organs can be involved. Okay, so these are some of the examples what I am showing to you. Okay, cancer cells, okay, these are HeLa cells, okay, stem cells, okay, and fibroblast skin cells, okay, blood cells, liver, okay, bone cell, osteoblast, and virus and bacteria. All this can be studied. Anti-cancerous activity, okay, and skin and antiviral activity, antibacterial activity, okay, action of a particular medicine on liver cells, action of particular medicine on bone cells. Likewise, anything can be studied by cell line. Okay, this part is very important. Ethical issues. Okay, in order to do any basic research, both cell line and animal study, there is a need of certain ethical clearance. With that only you can be able to do the study. Okay, so it is advisable to apply to get a institutional review board. So which is inside our college itself. We can create one review committee, okay, by involving some experts, okay, so that they can go through a proposal, whatever is submitted by the faculties or students, UG and PG, okay, so they can verify and they can give some expert suggestions, okay, to improve that. Then that will be given to the institutional ethics committee, okay, institutional ethics committee. Okay, some of the homeopathy medical colleges, they don't have institutional ethics committee, so there is not a problem. Okay, you can approach the nearby ethical committees. Okay, it may be in a medical college, okay, or it may be in a pharmacy college, okay, or any college where the institutional ethics committee is there, okay, which is near to your site of study. Okay, there you can approach to get the approval. Okay, only if you use the human samples. Okay, as I told earlier, okay, if you are using blood samples, okay, if you are using some human cells, okay, that is the skin cells, okay, or stem cells, or you are using any part of the organs, it may be a liver or bone, whatever it may be, only for that it need a ethical clearance. Okay, so who have framed this? Okay, it is done by Indian Council of Medical Research, shortly called as an ICMR. Okay, they have given the National Ethical Guidelines for Biomedical and Health Research involving human participants, 2017. We are not using the human participant, but still we are using the samples of humans, so that need a ethical clearance. And so once we get the approval, okay, from the committee, it may be approval or they may give exception. It will varies from the studies to study. Okay, so and it is valid for 1 year. Okay, some of the studies we can do within 1 year, some of the studies require more than 1 year. Okay, in that case you have to apply for extension. Okay, that extension will be given for every 6 months. Okay, again still another one more extension is required, again you have to apply. Okay, why this approval is required? Okay, this approval help us to register in the Clinical Trial Registry of India. Okay, this is the trial registry of India, you have to register in that. Okay, why? To get a clinical trial registration number. Okay, this registration number is mandatory document, okay, which they will ask during publication in a peer reviewed indexed journal, and also you are doing the study in a ethical way. Okay, for both this document is, this approval is required. After this approval, getting all this approval, then only you have to start your study. Okay, before that please don't start your study, which is unethical. And next one is animal study, okay, which is otherwise called as an in vivo study, okay, which is an extensively used model in biomedical research. Okay, many studies are done in animals. Okay, most of the Nobel Prize studies are mostly done in animal studies. Okay, what we are going to do in the animals? Okay, to study the toxicological and pharmacological and disease diagnosis and surgical research are possible in animal studies. Okay, regarding homeopathy, we have only two areas. One is toxicological. We are giving homeopathy medicine. Whether that medicine is toxic to a person, okay, we can able to study with the help of animals. Okay, I am giving one medicine to a animals. Okay, for what disease that medicine will help, that is called as an pharmacological aspects. Okay, and we can find out, okay, elicit the effect of that medicine, that therapeutics, how it will help the person. Okay, so this is a safety, okay, for a new drugs. Okay, a new drug which is coming to market, okay, a new homeopathic medicine is going to come. Okay, so this has to be done with the animal study. Okay, so these are the four steps actually. Okay, one is the first step. Okay, first they will do a study on cell lines. Okay, then the second step, if they find some effectiveness, then they will do on animals. Then if it is found effective, then only will go to the third step, that is a clinical trials, which I showed you early. Okay, so and vaccines. Okay, even COVID vaccines. COVID vaccines have undergone cell line study, animal study, then only it will be, then they have done the clinical trials, then only it will came into the markets. Okay, and even some biomaterials also, hormones and antibodies can be studied. Our concern is only with the toxicological and pharmacological studies. Okay, why we are using animals? So because animals will mimic the humans, okay, in anatomical and physiological aspect, even to a gene level. Okay, homologous animal model, genes will resemble the humans. The suitable animal models are rats, mice, zebrafish, guinea pigs, dogs, cats, rabbits and monkeys. What and all can be studied? The system studies are liver, cancer, hyperlipidemia, wounds, diabetes, heart, brain, neuronal diseases, GIT, musculoskeletal system. What I quoted is very few, still many are there. To which extent we can study? To the study of molecular and genetic level. To that level we can able to do the study on homeopathic medicines with the help of animal studies. So these are the animals which is involved. Okay, so the exception is for the which I have not mentioned. Okay, that is called as an Drosophila. Okay, Drosophila is a nowadays widely used new animal model. Okay, which does not require animal ethics committee clearance. Okay, because it is a pilot study. Pilot study is the one whether this medicine have this effect, okay, which will be done in a small scale. Okay, that is called as a pilot study, only for screening whether this medicine is effective for this condition or not. That will be done with the help of Drosophila. Okay, so which doesn't require animal ethical clearance. Okay, it is an exception for that. Okay, then again we will deal with the ethical issues also. Ethical issue, again same as that of the animal cell study, animal study also need a ethical clearance. Okay, before the study it is mandatory to get the institutional review board clearance and followed by institutional animal ethics committee approval in a prescribed format. Okay, this also again most of the homeopathy medical colleges don't have institutional animal ethics committee, so we have to go to the nearby medical college or pharmacy college where this facility is available. Okay, why we are applying? So in order to get a certificate from the institutional animal ethics committee, so which is under committee for control and supervision of experiments on animals. Okay, this is a government agency. Okay, so they will provide the approval, okay, with the registration. Okay, so CCSEA registration is a mandatory document in order to do any animal study which is achieved through institutional animal ethics committee. You have to do some presentation in front of them in order to get the clearance. Okay, again this is also valid for 1 year, and for extension again you have to reapply, okay, to get the extension. And next, after this approval, then only you have to start your study. Okay, during the animal study, what you have to do? Okay, you have to follow the CCSEA guidelines to be followed for the animal care and feed. Okay, how the animal, where the animal has to be placed, how the animals should be cared. Okay, what we have to give to the animal to eat. Okay, so all these are given by CCSEA guidelines. Okay, and after the study, okay, you have to prepare a report, okay, the animal study report, which follows both, okay, that is arrive guidelines, okay, arrive guidelines, animal research reporting of in vivo experiments, and again CCSCA guidelines, okay, you have to follow. And again I will repeat, it's a mandatory document which they will ask during publication in a peer reviewed indexed journals, okay. Without ethical clearance, you should not do any basic research, cell line also, animal study also. And some of the basic requirements in order to do the cell study and animal study, okay, preferably SWAYAM courses, health research fundamentals, scientific writing in health research, ethics review of health research, fundamentals of research, academic writing, animal physiology, introductory animal physiology, nanotechnology, and experimental biochemistry. Likewise, many courses are available in SWAYAM platform. You can do that, you can gain the knowledge, then you can do the cell line study or animal study. And where you will search for the content, okay, the databases such as Scopus, PubMed, Web of Science, and Google Scholar. The first three are paid one, and the last, the Google Scholar, is a free. And what are the tools you will use to do your research? Okay, you can use Grammarly for writing, and BioRender. The pictures what I showed you prior are prepared in BioRender, okay, which is an illustration software, okay, which you can able to prepare the methodology with the help of the BioRenders. And the last one is a statistical software, okay. Many softwares are available like GraphPad and SPSS, okay, whichever is suitable for you, you can able to use that. And it is another important thing, you have to create the author orchid ID, okay, because same name, different people are there, so you should be unique from them during the publication. So it is mandatory to create your own orchid ID, author ID, which is nowadays mandatory for most of the journals. And some of the journals, here I will quote journals like Indian Journal for Research in Homeopathy, and a journal called as Homeopathy, and International Journal of High Dilution. These are the exclusively homeopathy journals which are Scopus indexed journals, highly reputed journals, we can publish in that. And other journals with name of complementary, alternative, and integrative. If these names are there, that is also suitable for homeopathy publication. Complementary system of medicine, alternative system of medicine, integrative system of medicine. Likewise, many journals are available. Okay, how to identify a journal is a good journal? With the help of journal metrics, that is called as an impact factor. A good impact factor is a good journal. And how to identify a author, a person, a scientist, he is good, okay, by means of his H index, okay, increasing the number of publication, increasing citations, okay, which will increase as the journal impact factor also, and author H index also. And conclusion, final, the basic research, applied research, cell or animal study is the research in need for homeopathy. Condemnation raised against the homeopathy regarding the mode of action of medicine and pathway for mechanistic of homeopathic medicine can be answered with the help of the basic research. Who have to do? Budding young homeopaths, UG and PG students, faculties of homeopathy, homeopathy researchers, and clinicians are the right person to take necessary steps to do scientific research in homeopathy. This basic research, this is the only way to answer the criticism of homeopathy raised by the scientific society. So I encourage people to do the basic research. Thank you.